When you're doing something huge, such as moving to New Zealand, you just want it now. You want to be on that plane, you want your things in the container, you want your job offer, and you want to be in the country starting your new life. It's quite frustrating when things take time. Although you're not there yet, although you're not signing the immigration papers and you're getting on the plane, those little steps, it's one ticked box, isn't it, Bri? In this week's show, we're going to talk to you about the little things that you do before you move to New Zealand that all build up to make your big adventure, your wonderful dream happen. So let's sit back, give you a massive dose of inspiration and show you that what you're doing now, building up, is going to lead to something fabulous, lead to the dream that you want to happen. NZAhead, coming to you from Taranaki, New Zealand.
Kia ora.
Kia ora and welcome. I'm Liz.
And I'm Brian.
And today, this episode is a little bit of inspiration for you. This is a Keep the Home Fires Burning episode. It's the Keep the Dream Alive episode. It's the Keep your chin up episode if you're thinking of moving to New Zealand. We just wanted to hop on here and give you some inspirational advice and insights so that it keeps your dream alive.
Yes, we're here in Taranaki and we've got a farm behind us, so you might hear a little tractor here and there.
We are. We're recording this outside. We're videoing it. So like you said, it's such a beautiful day. It was one of those things that we said, shall we sit inside and record or should we just go and sit in the sunshine? So yeah, along with that comes the farmer in the field.
Yeah, it's gone quiet now. Great.
So this episode was inspired. We have just done, last week, we did in our community, in our private NZAhead community, we do a monthly live Zoom with members. And January's live Zoom, or this month's live Zoom, was a fireside chat, a get together with all our members, or the members that joined, to talk about where they were in their journey of moving to New Zealand, how they felt about it, what they were worried about, what they wanted to chat about. They shared their wins and all these things. And it was something that a couple said to us that inspired this episode. And that was, they said, we have been waiting to move to New Zealand for 2 years. And we just feel like we're in limbo. We feel like, we can't get out. We can't, nothing's happening. It's just, 1 minute we think we're going and then we don't get a job offer and we don't go. And then they're in that in-between stage, that horrible limbo-y stage.
It's that stage where you don't feel like you're moving forward. And that's what this podcast is going to be about. It's about the little wins, isn't it? It doesn't have to be the big stuff, but it's all the stuff that you put together and it becomes the big win.
Yeah, so we got talking to them and we asked them, with the other members, we said, so what have you been doing? Oh, not much. To be honest, all we can do is just like, we've been clearing out the loft and, we've been throwing out stuff, downsizing. And that right there is what me and Brian talked about afterwards, because it's the little things that you do to make something big happen that actually make that big thing happen in the end, if that makes sense. If that makes sense.
But that's perfect, isn't it? And that's what we want to talk about, just because when you're thinking about moving abroad, you can't really tell anyone. You don't want to tell your family just yet because nothing's set in stone. You can't obviously tell your employer if you've got a job. You can't really tell the kids because you don't want to upset them thinking, oh, yeah, I love my school and I'm going to be moving away. So that's what we're going to talk about now, isn't it? Yeah,
just give you some little things that we have found and within our community. So number one is getting rid of your stuff, just downsizing your stuff.
Yeah.
Because whatever happens, you're not going to want to take 10 containers full of junk to New Zealand with you. You're only going to take, your favourite things, because one is expensive and two, you're coming, to a fresh start. And
yeah, I suppose decluttering is the start, isn't it?
Yeah.
And because, how much do you want to spend on shipping is a big key, isn't it? So if you've got a load of junk, or it's not so much junk.
I know, you shouldn't say junk. It's not junk.
Yeah, but it's stuff
ours is.
Yeah, but it's got value, hasn't it? And
Has
you
it
can
though?
actually, but you can make money from it, can't you?
Oh, right, you mean sell it?
You can sell some of those things. It's like, I'm not taking that with me, and I haven't used that for 4 years. and I'm not going to be using that in New Zealand.
Yeah.
It might just be a hedge trimmer or something.
That's
Anything,
a really good point. Yeah. That when you said that, it brought to mind, we went traveling around the world for a year with the kids, and to raise money for that trip, we sold so much on
Facebook Marketplace or whatever
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
It was, or Trade Me or whatever. And like you say, just bikes that the kids had outgrown and hedge trimmers that you didn't use anymore.
Yeah.
And we did. I forgot about that. And there you go then.
Yeah.
You can have like a fund, not a little fund because it's going to get massive and
sale.
big, and make money, and that's your New Zealand pot. That is your moving to New Zealand pot. And if that's not enough to motivate you to keep going, then I don't know what is, because money is just great when you see it building up.
If you say to the kids, hey, those games you haven't played with for the last 4 years, get them in a garage sale, and that goes in your it just goes in your I don't know, bank account, your piggy bank as such.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. You said about not telling the kids about New Zealand, but it's hard not to tell your kids. If you're moving them away, you want to get them excited.
Once the kids know, then the whole family knows, don't they? Because they just let it out the bag.
Oh, true.
They're not very good at, especially depends how old the kids are, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or they go and put it on social media. And you're like, guess what? I moved to New Zealand.
That's the first one. So please don't get disheartened if all you think you're doing is downsizing or
taking pictures off the walls. Anything, isn't it?
You are making steps towards your dream. So that's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, we think is a really, really important one. We've talked about this before, is surrounding yourself with people who are doing the same as you. Remember, you're what did that saying? You're the average of the 5 people that you hang out with.
Or hanging around,
that you're hanging around with. And as you know, we have got a private community. And this is by no means like, you must join our community. We're just saying, we'd love you to join our community.
There are several communities out there.
There are.
There's
ours
free
is
ones
the best.
And stuff and everything.
There are free ones. Whether you join ours or whether you don't, just make sure that you're in a circle of people or also doing the same as you. So, go on chats. If you join our community, chat with other people that are moving to New Zealand. If you go on a free Facebook group, chat to them about what it's like to live in New Zealand. Just be around other people that are doing the same as you, because that in itself, it ignites that, it keeps it going. It keeps that flame alive of like, that's what I'm aiming for. Yeah. That's where I'm going.
You can spend hours Googling stuff and it just doesn't really work. You keep putting the same search in and it comes back up with the same answer. And even though you rearrange all the words and stuff, and all you want to do is go, I'm thinking of moving to Hamilton, or I'm thinking of moving to Auckland. What's the like there?
Yeah.
And someone in a community can go, it's fine. I had the same question. But Google hasn't got a clue because it's trying to sell you something all the time.
That's right, yeah.
And that's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's the other one, is just surround yourself by people, because I know we've told you this story before, but I absolutely love this story. Lisa from Belgium in our community, she's got a little girl, they were coming over, and her family just quite rightly so as well. I say this with genuine, heartfelt, it's right, because I know that if my kids were saying, I'm leaving you, I'm going to the other side of the world, I wouldn't be going like, let's talk about it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's see why you want to leave me and never see me again.
You've got a good job.
Years.
Just stay doing what you're doing.
I know. So I understand from the family's point of view, as much as we all think we'd love to be this, I'm right behind you and I'm 100%. And I hope that I would be like that. But I think deep down I'd be the same. I'd be like, well, don't keep talking about it because you live here now, isn't it? Make the most of it. Even an example, I'm really deviating here, but even an example is Tess, our daughter. She's got in her mind at the moment, she wants to go and live in France. She wants to go and live in Paris and be in France. And whenever she says to me, it would be different if I was in France, my back goes up, because I think, you live in New Plymouth. What's wrong with New Plymouth? New Plymouth's the same as Paris.
It's not far off it.
Exactly. Yeah. I understand. I'm being totally honest and transparent as a parent here. I understand that not everyone wants to be 100% behind you and saying, obviously where you're leaving is rubbish and where you're going to go is brilliant.
Obviously, family is the hardest thing.
It is.
Yeah.
All that to say, Lisa in Belgium said to us, we went travelling and we met up with Lisa in Belgium. We met with Lisa and we met with another member called Bert. And I never forget her saying to me, she said, being with you today, because we spent the day, we went sightseeing in Ghent, and it was just such a lovely day. And she said, being with you today and being in your community, in her community, it's not being in the community. She said, it's a breath of fresh air. She said, because you are here because you love New Zealand.
You might be moving to New Zealand.
Living in New Zealand, or you might just spend your days dreaming of visiting this gorgeous country. Because we love New Zealand as much as you do, we have compiled a short and very unique 5-day video series showcasing life in New Zealand, what it's really like. These videos are real, they are exclusive, and best of all, they're absolutely free. So if you would like to view New Zealand from the inside out and find out what life is really like down here, sign up now, and every day for 5 days we will send you a personal 3-minute video showcasing some brilliant aspect of life in New Zealand. You are gonna love it. Go to www.itsadrama.com/ILoveNZ. We can't wait to share those videos with you. Okay, let's get back on with the show. It's a breath of fresh air, she said, because I can talk without feeling like I'm going to upset anyone, or, you know, I'm bragging because I'm moving to New Zealand, or I hate where I live because I'm moving to. She said it's none of those things, but people don't understand that. But the people who are doing the same as you do understand it. Yeah,
and you can talk to them freely, and I think that's the beauty, the relief. The pressure is off. It's like you not bottling it up anymore.
No, so that's huge. Fantastic. Right, the other one we wanted to talk to you about, again, this came
is joining a community.
Again, this came up on the Zoom call. It was, we said, so what have you been doing? You know, what's been going on? Oh, well, we looked into shipping our pets. And actually, she said, this lady, she said, because we're quite rural, she lives in the USA, because we're quite rural, it's going to take a lot of planning. You know, it's going to take a lot of...
Yeah, it's like a 15-hour drive, isn't it, across. Someone's going to need to take them to California or something. Yeah.
And she said, I'm so glad that I found this out now and not 6 weeks before we're due to come out to New Zealand.
Yeah.
She
sold
said,
the car already.
Yeah. She said, because now I can work from that. Like, I know that when we do go, the dogs are going to have to go here and go there, and we're going to have to spend that, and they're going to ship there. Right? So she said, all that now is clear in my mind. And that really made me think, that's fantastic, because, again, although you're not there yet, although you're not signing the immigration papers and you're getting on the plane, those little steps, it's one ticked box, isn't it, Bri?
It is. It's just lots of little tick boxes. And the sooner you start on that list, or make a list, the first thing, make a list. What do I need to do before I go? Bum, 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 A to Z, or whatever it is. And just start doing look for them and do the easiest one first, you know?
Yeah.
And things that you can do now. And it's just those little things, isn't it?
And another thing that you said that I thought that was a really good idea is do your research. Again, this can come into a community. You know, if you're in our community, we've got channels for Auckland and Hamilton and Wellington and all the cities. But do your research about what is here in New Zealand. Yeah. You know, this is your time now. I know you feel like, oh, I just want to be there and I just want to get there. I hate it here and I want to move and no. Use this as a positive time to think, actually, I've got an advantage over if I was just offered a job tomorrow, because I can go so deep into, you know, finding out what the areas are like and what is going to work for me and my family. So, yeah, just using that time, I think, to research. Yeah, to do your research and find out exactly what it is that you want from New Zealand. It's like going to a buffet almost, isn't it? And going, oh, well, do I fancy... No. Oh, I'll have a look over here and I fancy that.
Is it in the North Island, the South Island? You know, do I want to be super rural? Do I want to be living in a bigger city? Yeah. All those things. Just look at what to do. Even plan a trip about, you know, and come over here and type things. Yeah. You know, and with lots of sort of new visas that are out there, you know, you might be able to stay for a little bit longer than what you first thought. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it was just that's what we wanted to talk to you about. Is a quite a brief episode, but it was just for you not to lose that hope, not to lose your dream. Yeah. Keep that spark alive. And just remember the little things that you are doing, such as the ones we've just mentioned, are building up to make your dream happen. Yeah. That's what's happening here. It's just sometimes you can't see that. You think it's not enough. You're not getting ahead enough. You know,
everything that you do every day, that you do some bit more research about New Zealand, or you reach out to someone in New Zealand, or like we said, join a community, it's taking you a step closer to where you want to be.
Yeah, and even if it comes down to jobs and things, pick up the phone. Don't email them. Just pick up the phone and speak to someone in New Zealand, in a company or whatever. And it's amazing that they want to talk to you, because it shows that you want to do something. It's not just like a generic email that I've sent to 50 people. It's just call someone up. I'd love to work in that area. And they might just say, oh, I know another company that is after a job, which is very similar.
Yeah,
you just
absolutely.
don't know. It's what people know in New Zealand and who you know.
Yeah.
So it's just those little things, just for the sake of picking a phone call up, picking up the phone. That's how I got my job in New Zealand. Well, it's not by applying; it was by picking the phone up.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know, it's funny that, isn't it? Because we went to Canada, and the owners of our house swap that we house swapped with, they were younger than us. They were in their 30s, and what was happening? We wanted your brother to come over and stay, and we wanted to ask them if it was okay for Brian's brother to come and stay. And Brian picked up the phone and phoned them from Canada to New Zealand. I don't know if this is a generation thing or whether it's a courage thing or just a habit thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you picked up the phone, didn't you? And you said, is it okay if Dave comes and stays? And he said, they had the conversation. Anyway, when they put the phone back down, I said to Bri, how was he? And he said, he seemed a bit shocked. So I sent him a text saying, I'm really sorry. I hope we didn't put you on the spot there. And he texted me back and said, do you know what, Liz? He said, it wasn't that you put us on the spot. We just admired that you were able to communicate so directly with us and talk to us on the phone rather than text, like, email. He just said it was just so refreshing that you came straight to the point and asked us. And I just thought, it was a big thing.
It's not until someone else says it, because you just think, that's how it's always been done. But obviously nowadays there's too much texting and emailing going on. People have got to read stuff, and it's just there's no comeback. They can't be bothered to email you back. But once they get to know you and speak to you, all of a sudden you've got that relationship.
And I think it's safe to say, and I don't want to say like every company in New Zealand will pick up the phone and the CEO is going to go, oh, hi mate, what job do you want? It's not that. It's just, I think it's safe to say that New Zealand still works on those old values. They appreciate that personal reaching out,
What can be said in a 3-minute phone call is 50 emails.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And you just get to know a name, or he says, oh, I'm going to put you in touch with someone else, or I'm going to send you an email right after this, or I'm going to do this. Then it just opens it up, and, give us a call back next week and I'll see if we've got something else.
Yeah.
And you just don't know, do you? Try it. Got nothing to lose.
So that's that. Is there anything else you can think of, Bri, that people can do to keep their dream going and alive and just keep hopeful?
Yeah, it's just like if you've got 2 cars, can you downsize and go down to 1 car just for that short period before you move in? Just gets one of them out the way, so you've only got another one to sell, or you gift it to someone in the family or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. If it's just those things, get your garage cleared out. Just keep it going.
Keep it going.
It might be a year away. Don't leave it all to the end.
Yes.
Just get those annoying things done.
And here's a bit of inspirational hope for you as well. There's not one person that we have talked to that said, I did everything I could to move to New Zealand. I applied for and I can't come. There's been people who have said, I can't come because of my family situation.
Or my medical history.
Yeah. But people who have set their sights on moving to New Zealand get here.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Lisa's here.
Pardon?
Lisa
is here. Yeah.
Talked about, yeah.
So just remember that lots and lots of people are doing this. They want the same dream as you, and they make it happen, and so will you. So just keep up your dream, keep your dream alive, stay positive, keep doing those things, reach out to the people around you that are doing the same thing, and don't forget, it is going to happen. So until next time, thank you so much for being with us. Don't forget, you can join the NZAhead Community. It's a fantastic community made up of people just like yourself.
Just like you, if you're watching this.
Adventurers who want to change their life and make a new chapter happen. It's a fantastic community. The people in there, I honestly don't know how we got so lucky. It is just, it's wonderful. It's an absolutely wonderful community. And we have not just got wonderful people in there, we've got wonderful professionals in there that are offering their advice, immigration advisors, pet shippers. There's a number of people helping you ship your money over. Just
get in there. It's
fantastic.
easier. Yeah.
So if you would like to be part of that community, you can take the free 5-day video guide, 5 days of videos showing you some aspect of life in New Zealand. And when you get to the end of day 5, you are given information on how to join the community. It's absolutely fantastic. Like I say, it's brilliant. And you can get those videos by going to
www.nzahead.com/free.
Are my teeth falling out?
Yes,
I feel like I've got false teeth in and I can't talk. Thank you for joining us this week. We hope it's brought you some inspiration and some love, and we hope to see you in our community where we can continue to support you and surround you by lots of fantastic people who are doing the same as you. So until next time, I will speak to you soon.
Yeah, so kia kaha, stay strong, kiu, stay true. Head on over to NZAhead.com/free and come on into the community and do some live Zooms with us.
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah. See you soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Imagine this. You live in America with your family. Your husband is in the military. And then suddenly he gets injured and he decides to do a different career. He thinks, why don't we move to New Zealand and I'll become a chef? So you move all your family to the other side of the world and you start again. How would that look?
Hearing all of these people talk about how prohibitively expensive New Zealand is, I sat Scott down, because he's the money guy, like a couple of different times, and I was like, we need to have a talk, because you're telling me that we can afford to live here, but from what I'm hearing...
In this week's episode, you're going to meet Katie. Katie was that wife who moved with her family to the other side of the world to start a completely new life. And you're going to find out exactly what that looks like.